everyone and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing a full sculpted set. Already got in, done my cuticle work and done my prep work. So here I'm just going in with a really thin layer of clear acrylic, and this is the Glitterarty glass slippers, and I'm just putting that just where the form meets the free edge of the natural nail, just because her nails are so short and I do want to go in and do a glacier nail. And I don't want the form to move around. So for the glacier nail, I'm going in with some scrunched up tin foil, and I'm wrapping that around the form, making sure that it is pressed down to the form as much as possible. And then I wrap the bottom of the, wrap the foil around the bottom of the form to try and keep it nice and secure for when we apply the acrylic. Then I'm going to go in on just the foil, nothing else, with some cuticle oil, and this is going to stop the acrylic from sticking to the foil, or else it would create a really cool effect actually, but we didn't want any silver foil stuck in it. But if you didn't do this step, then the foil would just stick to the acrylic. And then now I'm going in again with clear, and I'm just going to create a thin base, just so that we're going to get the glacier effect. Then I will encapsulate the whole nail. So I'm not worried now about the structure of the nail or the shape. I just want to make sure that I've got enough product on there to create the icy glacier effect kind of thing. It does move around a little bit, but I just pinch the bottom of it just to try and help keep that there. I did try and glue the foil to the form at one point, but it just wasn't sticking. So this is how I ended up doing it. Now I'm going to go in and use a colour that I made myself. This is like a nudie pink that I made. So I won't have a link for this, but anything I do have a link for and codes for, I'll leave in the description box below. And I'm just applying a really small, thin layer of this at the cuticle area. And I'm just sort of dragging that up over where we've created the glacier nail to create a little bit of a fade. I'm not too worried because I am going to be going in with some glitter on this nail. I'm going to go on to the ring finger. I did already sculpt the base for this nail and also the thumb off camera, just to save a little bit of time. So all I did is I just created a thin, clear base and then filed that nail to make sure it was really thin and it had a nice shape. Got rid of the dust, and now I'm going in with a design. So I'm taking the nude colour that I made and also snowdrops from Glitterarty, that's the one. And I apply a tiny bead at the cuticle area just to make sure I have a nice flush cuticle area. And then using very wet beads, apply them on the nail and use the tip of my brush to sort of drag those into one another and create the marble effect. I wanted to add some sparkle into this nail, so I'm going to be using the Glitterarty Nails Autumn White Diamond. And to apply this, I'm just using a small bead of clear acrylic and then dragging that around the nail where I want it, working as thin as possible because I will be encapsulating this nail in clear acrylic. So do make sure that you're working nice and thin, or else your nails are going to be way too bulky. So whilst that one's setting, I'm going to move back to the pinky, and this time I'm going in with some glitter. This is, I can't remember what it's called. It's from Diamond Glitters, I think. I will check and leave a link. Again, I'm applying this using some clear acrylic, and I'm just going to be creating a little swirl on this nail just to sparkle it up a little bit and make it look a little bit different to the other nails. Then once I'm happy with the placement of that, I'll leave that to set, and then I'll go in and encapsulate that one in clear as well. When you're working with glitter, you want to make sure that when you're capping them, all of the glitter's gone clear. Matte, sorry. All of the glitter's gone matte, or else if it hasn't and you start filing, then you're going to file the glitter out. Whereas if you make sure it's all gone matte, you know that it's all fully encapsulated. Whilst we're waiting for the pinky to set, I am going to go in and encapsulate the ring finger using glass slippers from Glitterbells, and I apply my first bead in the middle of the nail, work that up over the free edge, then I'll do my cuticle area. You want to make sure with your cuticle area as well, you are not touching the cuticle. Place it as close as you can, and then use the tip of your brush to tuck it in to the cuticle area, not on it. And then I'm just going to drag that up over the rest of the nail. This is where you need to make sure that you have your apex in the right place and your nail has a nice structure to it, or else it would just snap. So then I'm moving on to the middle finger. So on the middle finger, we did a little bit of a colour block. So I'm going in first at the cuticle area with the nude colour that I made. And I'm just dragging this up over the nail form a little bit. And then I will apply another bead on top of that. Then using the side of my brush, I'm going to straighten up the edge of that so that when we push the white up to it, we do have a nice, neat join. And when we file it, it'll be nice and crisp. So once I was happy with that, I'm then going to go in with my white. I didn't do any filing on that section, just used the side of my brush and the belly of my brush. Now I'm going to apply the white, again pushing that into place. This time I just wanted a thin stripe of it, and I'm not too worried about the structure because I am going to be encapsulating this in clear once I've filed it. Whilst that one's setting, I'm going in back to the pinky and encapsulating this in clear again, making sure that it's got a nice structure and it is thick enough so that it's not going to break because her nails are very short. She is a nail and skin biter, but she did want to go that little bit longer, so we've done it. Why not? It's Christmas after all. back to the middle finger, and now that that white has set, I'm going to go in using my file and just straighten up that edge so it's nice and crisp. And I'm also just going to file over the top just to get rid of any of the white that's gone onto the nude. And as you can see, you get a nice sharp line. I love this nail. Once I was happy with that, got rid of the dust, and now I'm going to go in with some clear. And this time I did attempt to do the glacier nail a different way, but it didn't work. It worked a little bit, but it didn't work as much as the pinky did, but it was fine. We just rolled with it. So this time I'm applying my clear acrylic, and then as it starts to set and go matte, I'm going to take a ball, scrunched up ball of tin foil, and I'm almost stabbing into the acrylic so that it creates some ridges. As I said, this didn't work as well as the laying the tin foil underneath the nail when you sculpt it. So definitely for future, I recommend using that method rather than this method. Then whilst that's setting, I'm going to move on to the index finger, and this time we're going to create a full nail of the clear. So going in with my first bead and just extending that nail. Then I will go in with my second bead at the cuticle area, and we are going to do a glacier nail on this one as well, using the scrunched up ball method. So this bit I'm just doing really thin because I will be capping it in clear once I have done all the tin foil and stuff. So going in there with my second bead at the cuticle area. So again, going in with that tin foil and pressing that into the nail. I think this would have worked really well if I'd have used some of the inks that you can buy for your monomer to change the monomer to different colours, because I think if I'd applied that over the top, then you would have seen the little indents more, but I didn't, so never mind. They still turned out absolutely beautiful. So once I'd done that, I'm then going to take some of the Glitterarty Nails Fairy Magic, and I'm just using my finger just to rub that over where we have done the glacier effect. And then I will take my acrylic brush and just go over that and just get rid of some of it because I felt like there was too much. And all this is going to do is this just going to pick up all the little ridges and indents in the light. And it did look really, really pretty actually. Then I'm going to go in and encapsulate that whole nail in clear before I go in to file it. I'm then going to go in on the index finger and do exactly the same. And then at the cuticle area, I will be adding some glitter. So once I've applied the Fairy Magic, I'm just taking my brush and just getting rid of some of it. Then I'm going to be using the glitter that I used on the pinky, applying that at the cuticle area and then fading that up over the free edge, not all the way, just a little bit of a fade to almost create a glitter ombre. I'm really sorry if I'm all like blah 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 and not really making any sense. I've got Emilia singing Jingle Bells on the stairs and it's very off-putting. She's very excited for Christmas, bless her. So once I'd applied the glitter, I'm then going to go in and cap the whole nail in clear acrylic again, and then we're going to move on to the thumb. So on the thumb, I've already created my clear base, and here I'm going in with the Glitterarty nails, the Snow Fairy, and then I realised, why am I putting that down first when I wanted to apply a different glitter first? So I tried to apply it, the one that we used on the pinky I tried to apply, but it was just covering the snowflakes. So snowflake come off, and then I just applied some of the other glitters, so the Glitterarty nails, white diamond, and also this silvery one. I sort of just mixed them together, and then I'm going back in with the Glitterarty nails, Snow Fairy, and applying those snowflakes. I wanted most of the glitter to be on the nail bed area so that the tip of the nails kind of see through. So I just used the tip of my brush just to place little tiny bits on the free edge. There, I'm trying to get some of the glitter off the snowflakes so that you can actually see it. Then I will let this set a little bit, and then I will go in with clear acrylic and encapsulate the whole entire nail. So as I said, I'm going to go in and cap this nail in clear acrylic. Then once I had capped all of the nails, I'm going to go in and file them all. So for this set, I didn't use an e-file. I just used my 100 grit nail file. I filed the side walls, the free edge, the cuticle area, and then the surface of the nail, making sure that it had nice shape and that the cuticle area was nice and flush. Then went over with a buffing block to get rid of any scratches and make sure I'm leaving the nail nice and smooth. And then I will get rid of the dust. So now that they are all nice and filed, on the index finger, I am going in with my Glitterarty Nails nail art brush, and this is one of the heart-filled ones, and some of the Perfect White from Madame Glam, and I'm just basically drawing like a little drape. I don't know how to explain this. You'll see what I mean in a minute. So it's like a little drapey, chainy type thing. I don't know how to explain it, but you will see. And curing that for 10 seconds after each section that I have created, just so that when I go in with the next bit of the gel polish, it doesn't all fade into one. Then here I'm going in with a dotting tool. I wasn't going to leave this bit in because obviously it keeps going in and out of focus and my hand gets in the way, but just so that you get an idea of what I'm doing. Then I went in with some snowflake stamps. Ignore my stamper. I had a new one arrive today and it is crap. It doesn't work, so I'm stuck with this piece of shit. But hey ho, Christmas is around the corner. Maybe Santa will bring me one. Then I'm going in with my Nail Lounge Collection No Wipe Top Coat. And as you can see, this is a different hand because I forgot to press record on the other hand that we did. So I was showing you the nail art on a different hand just in case anyone was thinking that's not the same hand. But it was all done exactly the same. So yeah, going in with my top coat. Then I will cure this for 1 minute under LED. If you're using UV, you need to cure for 2 minutes. There you can see what I mean about the little drapes and the dots. Really hard to explain. Then once this was cured, I get my client to turn her hand over and just get rid of the dust from underneath the nails. And then I will apply just a really, really, really thin layer of the no wipe top coat underneath the nail, just because these are see-through nails, so you want the underside to be shiny as well. But with it being a glacier effect nail, you don't want to fill the underside with top coat, or else you won't see the effect. So they're cured, get rid of the dust, and then I'm just going to go in here with a really thin layer of the top coat, and then I'll get my client to put a hand under the lamp with it upside down again for 1 minute. And then we go in and add a little Swarovski crystal to the centre of each of the snowflakes, and I just use some nail glue for that. Then once they were dry, I then went in with some cuticle oil, and that is that. So I've left some pictures and some little slow-mo videos at the end. It was so hard trying to get a good picture of these nails. I don't know why. The lighting in my room is awful. I need a new camera, a new light, but I did my best. But in person, these nails are so beautiful. I mean, they're beautiful on camera, but they're better in person. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, click the subscribe button, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye.